So this neon can is a can of cherry lager, and I just want to know why it exists. I picked this up from Aldi. This is from William Brothers. Also, it's been a minute, hasn't it, since I last did a beer. So I'm expecting this to tank. But yeah, I couldn't not. I mean, look at it. Look at this luminescent pink can that I have before you. In theory, I'm quite a fan of cherries. I'm quite a fan of William Brothers. And I am scared, a little bit scared. Nihilistic, I think, would possibly be the best way for me to describe this. I have chilled the fuck out of an ale tankard here because I feel like that's not even close to appropriate glassware, but it's what I've got to hand, and it looks kind of visually cool, so that's nice. And I have the fear. It's called Cherry Baby. I don't know if I mentioned that already. It's a yeah. We've got enough of that yet. Have you all got migraines yet? God, this thing is neon. It says a clear, bright, and refreshing lager beer, subtly hoppy with a backbeat of cherry fruit. So that's fun. 4.8%. Is there anything else on the back? Yes, there are words. It's 42 kilocalories per 100. It's 183 per can, so, you know, it's fine. Cherry flavoured beer. That's nice and nebulous, isn't it? Beer. Cherry Baby is a bright, clear cherry lager. Oh, it's made its mind up, it's a lager. A backbeat of cherry fruit defies convention, whilst the Germanic ale yeast delivers an underlying body that is balanced by subtle hops. Simultaneous softness and snap deliver a refreshing and utterly enjoyable drinking experience. Because what I really want with my beers is snap. That's a very strange term, actually, to use for anything, to be honest. 2.1 UK units per 440 ml. It's a big, hefty old tinny here. Contains barley. Well, that's cleared that up. This can contains a single serving. Fair enough. And now then, there's no ingredients on here. It is contract brewed for Aldi specifically, but I was actually looking on the website before I started recording, just in case it gave me anything else. And it does mention on it cherry puree and cherry flavour. So that's exciting. There also seems to be some debate about whether it is a true lager or a lager ale hybrid. William Brothers have had some success with their beer hybrids in the past, Caesar Augustus being a notable example. Well, I've opened it now, so I'm hoping I'm going to get some really, like, clickbait healthy colour to this. It's brown, okay, cool. That is not what I was expecting. Based on how it's dressed, you know, I was expecting at least, like, a kind of reddish tint, but that just looks like plain old lager to me. Okay, cool. We'll keep the tin there because it's just so alluring, you know. And we've got this big old tankard of beer. Smells like cherries. I don't know what I was expecting, but it's it smells like somebody fucked up. It smells like you got a load of sour cherry sweets and accidentally dropped them in your Tennent's. That's what it smells like. Oh, okay. I mean, a cherry beer is a thing. Samuel Smith's, for better or for worse, do a good cherry beer. Cherry lambics. Banging. I'm scared. I don't have massive hopes, but I mean, you know what? Might be delightful. Might be delightful. What is happening to me? That's... Okay, I don't hate it. But who is this for? That's... I'm so confused. I'm so... Why does this exist? I mean, cherry beer is a thing, but why does this exist? This is so... It's like it couldn't decide what it wanted to be, so it decided to be nothing. It's a cough of cherry, which, to be fair, probably isn't to its detriment, but... It gives it this very unusual kind of back note. It's cherry, and then it just kind of becomes like digestive biscuit. It's not unpleasant, to be fair. I think a lot of people have like been ragging on this online, and they've been like, oh, that's fucking disgusting. It's not. I mean, it's not amazing, don't get me wrong, but it's nothing wrong with it. It's a bit gimmicky. I'd maybe have one on a night out and be like, okay, that's a bit weird. Get a few people to try it, and they're like, oh, that's a bit weird. I do quite like the biscuity aftertaste. I've got to say that much for it. I like the malt finish on it. The cherry is just a bit displaced. It's unusual, and it's also too subtle for it to matter. I'll happily drink this. I might even pick it up again, to be honest, because it was cheap. If this were like an expensive beer, then, you know, nah, don't worry about it. It's different enough that, like, you know, frown my way to the bottom of the glass. I've definitely had a lot worse than this. There is a little bit of a hoppy bitterness at the start, and then there's kind of like very unusual, slightly jarring kind of cherry sweets flavour kicks in, and then it's like sweet meal digestive biscuits like the cheap supermarket ones, and then it's done. It's a pretty predictable journey it takes. It's unusual. I say predictable. It does kind of, you know, have a weird rebellious phase in the middle there with cherries, but the cherry is a bit of a gimmick. The flavour is there, but just barely, you know. The more you have of it, the more it kind of fades off into the background and doesn't really matter. So that's fun.